sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to reaver.one/shop. Pick yourself up a t-shirt or two. Now, nothing seems like it's calming down within politics. Democrats are doubling down. Blumenthal, Hillary Clinton's little buddy, is starting more shit. There might have been a comment made in private that he's exposing to the world, which is really scumbag. That's a little low to expose what was said in private. But people should know not to trust these Democrats. They're going to cut themselves off from everybody. They're going to be pissing everybody off, and it's getting tiresome. So, I don't have all the information. Last night in Arizona, there was a protest. Surprise, surprise. And the protest was over. An illegal alien, and she's a mother, and they were deporting her. And they were protesting and blocking the vehicle. Well, you know what? I wish one of these idiots could explain to me. You know what? I wrote a letter last night that I'm going to start sending out. I got to have my wife go over it. I posted it on Facebook. And it's getting a lot of good comments back. I mean, I don't have a lot of people on my private Facebook or any of them that are majorly against my opinions. I don't block anybody, just it's my opinions, and that's how I kind of keep it. And I tell people, if you don't like it, oh well. I mean, you want to have a discussion, we'll have a discussion. But let me pull this up. Yeah, someone made a comment, or not a comment, but a question. They weren't getting the updates about my show. And I was like, yeah, that's because I'm not doing the video of late. I got to get off my tooks and get back to doing do live stream video. That also means I gotta get haircuts. I gotta look decent. It's a lot of work. Just joking. So I want to know, where's my amnesty? What laws can I break? And this is meant to go to a lot of Democrat politicians. I want to know what laws I can break. I mean, Democrats and liberals are pushing to allow people to break laws, and nothing happens to them. What makes these illegal aliens so special? They get a free pass not to follow our basic laws. Democrat Party, where is my amnesty as a law-abiding citizen? Where's my free pass? I sure as hell can justify breaking some laws out of love for my family and trying to make a better life for my family. You Democrats have ignored our needs as law-abiding Americans for decades now. When will I get my sanctuary city to protect my family from overreach of the government? I've heard my elected Democrat officials justifying people breaking our immigration laws while mandating we Americans follow even more laws. I know not a single Democrat elected official will explain to me why do we have to allow all these people to break our immigration laws. As those same countries that bemoan about our immigration laws have tougher immigration laws. Explain to me why they get to break our laws for love and a better life, but I would be punished for breaking any law, whether or not it was in the name of love or bettering my family. This is not about legal immigration. This is about those that intentionally come into this country illegally. Boast on national TV, they have forged federal documents. Or take example, a sitting California Democrat Senator Leader Pro Tem, Kevin Dillon, boasting how half his family here in America are here illegally. And he claims they're in possession of falsified Social Security cards, driver's licenses, and green cards. If I were to protect any criminal, as that sitting senator has done, I would be charged with aiding and abetting a criminal. And yes, doing exactly what he is doing is against the law. Under Section 8, U.S. Code 1324, A1A 4B3. Where's my amnesty? Having those faked forged documents is illegal under U.S. Code 1324C, penalties for document fraud. I know if I had a fake Social Security card in my possession, I'd be charged with identity theft. Again, a sitting Californian senator has acknowledged they are in possession, or they know people that are in possession of falsified Social Security cards, driver's license, and green card. Where is my amnesty? When do we Americans get to say, I want to rob a bank to make a better life for our family? When do I get to sit back and commit identity theft for the love of my family? I would never do these things as I am a law-abiding U.S. citizen. My last question is this. These illegal aliens have shown through their actions that they are willing to break U.S. laws to get whatever they want. What's to say they won't commit any other crimes to get ahead in this world? Their actions show they will break laws. What's to say they won't commit worse crimes in the futures for the love of their family? I challenge any elected official, Democrat or Republican, and explain to me why they get to break U.S. laws while us U.S. citizens are held to a higher standard. And I'm serious. I want a Democrat to explain to me why do they get, and I don't care if they got family here or not, this, oh, we can't split families up. We split families up all the time when U.S. citizens break the law and are put in jail. So don't give me this shit of breaking up families. I did not force these people to break our laws. And that's the part that the Democrats can't get through their goddamn head. They can't get through that these people are breaking the law and they're pissing all over U.S. citizens. It's... Then they wonder why they're losing elections. They are backing criminals. They're backing. I mean, they're giving sanctuary almost to terrorists. They're trying to make it easier and easier for terrorists to come into this country. They're the ones that conflate and mix together Muslims with extreme Muslims. We separate it. They want to conflate it. I don't want to ban Muslims. I want to ban terrorists. This is the same group that wants to punish Americans under the guise of banning terrorists from buying guns. All in the name of XYZ. They always come up with a new excuse. Democrat Party has been about protecting the new flavor of the day and screw the American people. It's tiresome. It really is, watching the Democrats continue to back those that are looking to do America harm. Realistically, I don't know. It's and they can't get it through their heads of what they're doing is wrong. And they don't understand. And they try, again, to conflate. Hang on a second. One more second, sorry. Trying to get, like I said, I'm looking for someone that likes to write articles. But doesn't have an outlet right now. So if anybody is interested, send me an email at jerseyjoe@reaver.one. Or you can catch me on Facebook at Jersey Joe Talks, or on Twitter at Jersey Joe Talks. I'm willing to give a forum for people to start posting what they have to say. I was given that opportunity, so I want to give that to others. I am so sick of this rhetoric. Man, I got so many friggin' these sales calls of late. It's disheartening is what it is with the way Democrats are trying to run this country. It's disheartening. That's weird. I am usually they don't leave. They can't get it through their head that they're protecting those that it would break U.S. law. They use it for political gain to pull at the lid, the heartstrings by misrepresenting the facts. They know there's people that will they hear the stories and it's bleeding heart and woe is me type deal. But yet I don't know. I'm just so sick of people being propped up above U.S. citizens. We are electing politicians that care more about strangers, I guess that's the best way I could put it, than they do about their constituents. And I just want one of them to explain to me how is that better for the United States? That'd be like you ignoring your family, holding them to a higher standard, but allowing people in your town you don't know, next town over, just walk in and out of your house doing whatever it wants. But then chastising your kid because they spilt a little water on the floor. In the meantime, you got these strangers coming in and taking shit and tearing the house apart and smacking your kids around. I don't know. It is what it is right now. I'm going to keep on it. I'm not going to give up on this. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. It is what it is, and my sister-in-law just posted something, but I know if I respond to it, my brother will have a hissy fit, so I'm just going to leave it alone, because sometimes certain fights are not worth the fight. What's the difference between an illegal immigrant and E.T.? E.T. learned to speak English and wanted to go home. Oh, that will get me in trouble, and I know it will. Listen. I just want to know, and I want a politician to explain to me why. And don't tell me it's antiquated law, because I hear that all the time, and that one pisses me off. It really does, when they sit there, oh, well, God dang it. When they tell me that, God damn it. There we go. Sorry, I had an issue with my board for a second. I get tired of hearing and excuses. Sanctuaries that are against federal law. These politicians promoting sanctuary cities are breaking the law. That senator in California, by knowing and not saying anything, he is aiding and abetting. If you have a criminal in your house and you do not turn them in, that is aiding and abetting. And then any crimes committed, you could be held accountable for. Conspiracy to commit. I mean, there's so many different wordings that they can get you under. There are specific laws written that makes it illegal for what these elected officials are doing, but they are not held to that standard. And I can't get a basic answer. no politician is willing to answer that because they think they are above the law. I don't know about you, but I am tired of that. Why am I held to this standard and they're not? Why are foreigners being allowed to break our laws at will? And I don't know, as I read that, if it made sense to other people. These people are showing that they will break laws to get what they want. So are they willing to start robbing to get what they want? I mean, we showed them that we're willing to ignore our laws for them. We are inviting them to break more laws. Well, our politicians are by not holding them to any type of standard. And I always hear, well, we're splitting families up. And I know some of this is repeating it, but it pisses me off, and I just got to get it off my chest. And I'm going to keep hammering it until I can get an answer from one of these idiots we call an elected official. I hear we can't split the families up. That's not fair. We split families up on a daily basis in this country. All countries do. When you break the law, you get punished. How about the ones that have to go to prison when they break a law? They get split up from their family. They get split up from their U.S. citizen families. And I don't hear our government crying for, well, I hear Democrats crying for it. Now, in just moments ago, Donald Trump swore in Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. Oh, excuse me. Vice President Pence swore in. And Trump was there. They had a little ceremony in the Oval Office. Why are these people allowed such freedoms to break our laws? And they're encouraged by the Democrats to do so. I mean, we have Democrats encouraging these riots. But I don't hear anybody, well, this one, he robbed a 7-Eleven because his family was starving. Oh, we can't send them to prison. Hang on. So I'm not really, and this isn't about immigration. That's a different story altogether. That is too many people try to conflate the two together, and Yeah, I don't buy that. Illegal immigration and immigration are two separate subjects. I know. They try to make it the same. They do that on purpose to try to get your bleeding hearts going. Oh, well, wait a minute. Well, I'm not against legal immigration, so I guess I need to back off of this. They changed the subject to suit hang on, sir. It's and as I'm doing the show, I'm trying to send an email at the same time, so I do apologize. That piece that I read to you guys at the beginning of the show, I suck at writing. I fully admit it. I openly admit it. And I have a friend who's damn good at, proofreading and doing all that. So he's going to proofread it for me, expand it a little bit, and then I'm going to start emailing it to news agencies and politicians. I want to know why these politicians aren't being held to a higher standard. Oh, all right, hold up. It's now I can't send an email. Something's going on. Oh, come on. Why isn't that sending? Well, this is not making sense. Never goes easy, does it? Never. So we're going to go to break, a minute early. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. It's... I don't know. It's the same old when it comes to politicians anymore. But for some reason, they think they can get away with breaking the laws. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Damn, it's the stupidest shit that pops in my head. I mean, where do they... Why do they get to break the law so much?
What makes them special? I mean, too many times we have these officials doing whatever they want, whenever they want. Why is there sanctuary cities protecting criminals? Why are elected officials using taxpayer money to protect criminals? And no matter which way you look at it, they are criminals. And Pelosi, well, they're law-abiding citizens. No, they're not. If they were law-abiding citizens, they would have came here the proper way. And what about the legal immigrants that bust their ass and do things the right way and spend the money, all that money, to get U.S. citizenship? What about them? Are we going to reimburse them for all the money they spent? No. They're not going to do that. Why? Because they wouldn't do anything that would hurt their pockets. And we know that. What makes these people so special? What advantage do the Democrats think these people have over everybody else? I don't get it. Why do they get to break the law while everybody else follows? Maybe I'm too stupid or something. I don't know. It just... I don't understand how you could spend taxpayer money. And then they try to play it off that it's such a small percentage. I don't care. One citizen was murdered because of this. You have politicians, Democrat politicians, trying to make brownie points, and they're making it on the backs, or I should say on the grave of Kate Stein. They failed to protect the American citizens. They do it at around the clock. You have de Blasio out there talking about how he's still going to protect illegal immigrants, even if they get drunk and drive. That's a minor issue when it comes to illegal immigrants. But no. Don't an American citizen drink and drive as we shouldn't. Because we'll be held to this high standard. We can go to prison. We lose our driver's license. but he's going to protect illegal immigrants when they go drinking and driving. I mean, they're not criminals. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper. The more the Democrats talk, the deeper the shit goes. They go down the rabbit hole. And this broad is up there talking how we shouldn't be cutting funds to sanctuary cities. Well, they shouldn't be doing sanctuary cities. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What makes these people so special? Why do so many people want to protect these criminals? And that's what they are. They're criminals. No matter which way you shake it, they are criminals. They are breaking U.S. laws to get what they want. They are taking the easy way. And what about they spend tens of thousands of dollars to pay these cartel members to sneak them into the country? Why don't they pay that money to an attorney to get them U.S. citizenship? Why? Because those people would probably get turned down because, well, there's many reasons. By allowing these sanctuary cities and allowing the illegal immigrants to come here so freely, we are also helping cartels out. Democrats just are lining the pockets of cartels. They don't think about that part. Instead of spending all that money, maybe they should look at, paying these cartels to sneak them across the line. How about they look at hiring attorneys to come here legally? And there is a difference between them and refugees. And too many times the refugee program is being abused. And we all know it. Democrats have told them just say that you're fleeing oppression and, a murderous country. Well, yes, we are a country of immigrants, but we are not the way station for everybody's problems. It's funny, for years we've been kind of the police of the world, and Democrats said that's not our job, but yet they want us to be the hotel of the world, where we house anybody and everybody at no cost. It's funny how they pick and choose which laws to follow when it suits them. I don't know. It's the same rhetoric over and over again from our politicians. And this is one of the reasons why I like Trump. Because why? Because he seems to want to fix our laws and not use them as rhetoric to get politicians elected. I mean, none of our politicians have wanted to fix the immigration system because then they wouldn't be able to use it for their re-elections. I mean, for years now we've heard about, all these politicians yammering on about the broken immigration system, how they're going to fix it, and then nothing ever gets done. The next election come around, oh, we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it. Nothing gets done. Time and time again, this is going on. We actually got someone that seems to be going, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do something about it instead of just, campaigning about it. And that's pissing all these politicians off because what are they going to sling at each other come 2018? They're not going to have the same rhetoric that they had all these years. I find it somewhat comical. When are us, the U.S. citizens, are going to be put first? Well, we have a president that's going to be America first. These Democrats want to know what America first means. It means stopping illegal aliens from breaking our laws. It means stopping these illegal aliens from doing whatever they want. They know exactly what it means. They just try to play dumb. Well, they don't play, they are. I'm so tired of these politicians. A side note, Hillary came out yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and she ran her mouth and predicted the future is the female. Well, that was very sexist to say, number one. Number two, didn't she predict and guarantee that she would be president? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
Conservative media done listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Oh. It's going to be a long 4 years. I know I keep saying that, but I'm just going, oh, shit. And it's like, okay, makes it kind of easier for the show because there's going to be material upon material. But you know what? I would give that up for maybe a little peace in this country. I would. For a little peace, I would give up this show in a heartbeat. Not that I don't enjoy doing it. It's peace is more important. You know, a little civility would be nice amongst our politicians. Well, this one did that one. That one did this one. This one did that one. Jesus, I did. I'd be grounding them nonstop if they were my kids. And I'm being serious. It's getting absolutely ridiculous with them. Grow up. You know what? I would give them more respect if they turned around and said, you know what? This is what the Republicans did under Obama. But we are not going to do that. We're going to put the American people above all that. Nope. They did this, and we're going to do it more. That's what it sounds to me. Jesus. Well, they didn't give us Garland, so we're not going to do this. McConnell said he's not going to work with President Obama, so we're not going to work with President Trump. Come on. I didn't agree with what McConnell said back then, and I don't agree with what Schumer's doing now. And the hypocrisy, because they're on audio and video saying things. You have Schumer saying, well, the elected president should have the cabinet that he wants. It's rightfully so. No, they would rather slander people and act like children. I mean, you can almost predict exactly what the Democrats are going to say before they even say anything. Yeah, holy shit, the House Democrats. One saying that Russia has invaded Korea, and the other one doesn't want to work with Bush, President Bush. Damn. Get over it. They're just trying to. And the ones, I'm not calling for impeachment. Yeah, you've been calling for impeachment for about 2 weeks now. I've heard the Democrats' rhetoric about impeachment. And now all of a sudden, oh, no, we weren't talking about impeachment. No, we didn't. Just like I heard, it's dishonest to talk about impeachment with Obama. We never brought it up with Bush. Lo and behold, the same one that said that actually put forth a bill to try to impeach Bush. Got a helicopter outside. Making passes. They're looking for me. I tell you, they're looking for me. The government's finally got tired of my show, and they're looking for me. Dun, dun, dun. It's I don't know. It's not going to get any better anytime soon. Instead of trying to be above, they're going to go low. That's like 2 helicopters out there. It's same bullshit over and over. I don't know. And there's no end to the rhetoric. The only thing that I think is going to straighten out the Democrat Party is a near destruction of their party. I mean, they got to be destroyed majorly for them to step up and do the right thing. I mean, the Republicans took a shellacking, too. And now they're trying to brag that, well, we came together after this election and we started piecing together. No, you didn't. You were still heading down the rabbit hole. What saved your ass was Trump. Trump is what saved the Republican Party. And they still try to It's I don't know. It's the same shit, different day, and it's getting tiresome. Let me get on. I know I'm just rambling on and on here today. It's just I'm sick. Republicans have been using us with immigration. The Democrats have been using us for immigration, and it's just and nobody I'm like I said, I would want. I don't want to see all Republican, all Democrat. What I would like to. I would love to see just some people working together. I'd like to see them more worried about what's best for the American people. Not just say the words, but actually do it. But I don't see that out of Congress. It's I don't know. I just want to see them finally start acting and actually doing what's best for the American people. But we're not going to see that. They want to. Hold on. I just want my government to actually do its job. I just want it to do its job, not do what's best for party. And that's the problem. And that's why if we actually got term limits on Congress, they might stop worrying about re-election so much and start worrying about actually doing their jobs, because they spend more time worried about getting re-elected over and over again. It's sickening. They worry more about getting reelected than doing their job. And what's funny is if they worried more about doing their job, they wouldn't have to worry about the reelection, because their work would stand up for them. I just want a government that works for the people. And not just slogans, not just rhetoric, that actually works for the American people. And this rhetoric that's coming out from Senator Warren right now, it's just that. It's rhetoric. She's just trying to beat the drum because she's up for re-election in 2018. And then she's talking about running for president in 2020. That's what she's doing. She's not actually trying to do anything for the people. She's trying to do what's best for her. And that is the disgusting part. That is what I am sick of. When are they going to worry about us and stop worrying about all the other crap? And with that, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joan, and I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless, but it doesn't seem to be working of late. It's the same old... Come on. This board is really starting to piss me off. Alright. The gains knob is really weird. And I don't know if it's over the broadcast or if it's just the headset part. I'll as the show goes on, the volume actually goes down. And, I just tap the knob a couple times. I hear a little static, and it pops right back up. It's getting really ridiculous. I mean, the left has gone full revolution. I don't even want to call it revolution. Attempt to overthrow. They're approving of violence. They make excuses for the violence, and here's a perfect example. Senator Tim Scott, who's a black conservative, he reads on the Senate floor just a small amount of emails that he gets from liberals, the tolerant party, and what they have to say about him.
Act. It comes with the territory, and I've had it for 20 years. 2 decades. But my friends and my staff, they're not used to the level of animus that comes in from the liberal left, who suggests that I somehow am not helpful to the cause of liberal America, and therefore I am not helpful to black America, because they see those as one and the same. I brought some of the pages of chats that I have from folks on, actually I don't have chat, the comments that I get from Twitter about my support of Jeff Sessions. Tracy V. Johnson, Mr. Tracy J. sends in Senator Uncle Tim Scott. Everyone in South Carolina who happens to be a left-winger knows that Tim Scott is an Uncle Tom. S is not for Scott. It is for fertilizer. S. Scott says, a white man in a black body, Tim Scott backs Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. Of my chief of staff, until 3 weeks ago, the only African-American chief of staff in the United States Senate out of 100 is the chief of staff for a Republican. The second African-American chief of staff in the United States Senate is the chief of staff of a Republican. And yet, they say of my chief of staff, she's high yellow, an implication that she's just not black enough. I go on to read from folks who wanted to share their opinions about my endorsing Jeff Sessions. You are a disgrace to the black race. Anthony Burnham at Burnham R says, you are an Uncle Tom Scott. your processions. How does a black man turn on his own? Anthony B. from at Political Art says, Senator Tim Scott is not an Uncle Tom. He doesn't have a shred of honor. He's a house Negro, like the one in Django. He also writes, I guess Anthony Burnham has been fairly active recently on my Twitter feed, I'm a complete horror. A black man who's a racist against black people, a big Uncle Tom piece of fertilizer. You're a disgrace to your race. I left out all the ones that use the N-word. Just felt like that would not be appropriate. You see, what I'm surprised by, just a smidgen, is that the liberal left that speaks and desires for all of us to be tolerant do not want to be tolerant of anyone that disagrees with where they are coming from. So the definition of tolerance isn't that all Americans experience a high level of tolerance. It's that all Americans who agree with them experiences this so-called, just a smidgen.
I want to play this again.
The liberal left that speaks and desires for all of us to be tolerant do not want to be tolerant of anyone that disagrees with where they are coming from. So the definition of tolerance isn't that all Americans experience a high level of tolerance. It's that all Americans who agree with them experiences this so-called.
It's absolutely disgusting, and it's what a lot of us have been saying. They talk about tolerance and choices, and therefore this group or that group. But if you have a black man that speaks his mind and is against the liberal agenda, the racist comments that are thrown at that man, and I've seen it on Twitter with other black conservatives. It's the left goes on with their rhetoric about we're tolerant, we're the party of choice. Well, it's funny, I had another liberal block me. This is just too funny. They attack, and then they block. This is hysterical. They can't take someone with an opposing idea They just want their opinion and their opinion only. Oh, this is just too funny. They just cannot take being talked back to. It hurts their sensibility. It's just too funny. So this idiot was posting about trying to conflate that the Republicans are the party of KKK. So I posted a picture of Hillary kissing Robert Byrd, put a little fax into his face, and he blocks. It's, oh, these special little snowflakes. They can't handle the truth. Damn it. Too funny. Too funny at all. It's actually kind of sick. Ugh. It is unbelievable the state that these liberals are in. The rhetoric. And I bet you I go to that count in another 6 months, and it will either be dormant or shut down. Because more than likely, it is a paid-for account out of Media Matters. And yes, they admit that they do it. Media Matters hires people to go out there and attack accounts on Twitter. That's sad. That you have to attack people's free speech. You have to silence, and that's what the left does, is silence free speech. But God forbid they break the rules and are told to sit down and shut up. They throw a hissy fit and a half. So, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Radio. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of this senseless. Well, I'm perusing through an article someone posted about 24 Legacy, the new 24 show. It seems that it's just nothing more than a left-leaning attack against the right agenda. Hollywood just is doing everything it can to attack the right. I don't know. We are heading down a terrible path. I mean, you have a Berkeley paper, and it's published 5 opinion pieces defending riots, defending the violence at the riots. First they deny it, then they tried saying it was the right that caused it. Now they're defending their actions and trying to justify their violence. I just... Oh, this is kind of funny on a side note. David Brock, Media Matters, who's been trying to start a news agency, the Breitbart of the left. And it's lost its CEO before the site even launched. It's having financial issues. He thought the liberal donors would come flying in, and it doesn't seem like they are. There's a lot that are telling him to kind of just go into hiding. And people that have worked for him said that it's not about the progressive agenda. It's about his ego and his pockets. The CEO put out, as you know, I was thrilled to initially accept the proposal to work with True Blue Media because I believe in nonpartisan accountability journalism. I love how they always use the word nonpartisan. We're nonpartisan, but they always side with the left. He went on, however, the circumstances of the jobs change. True Blue Media does not right now have in hand the resources for the kind of independent, nonpartisan journalism I want to continue to do, and that is needed to execute the ambitious editorial strategy that we agreed on. Therefore, I have decided to turn down the job, and I wish David Brock all the best. Maybe he did want a nonpartisan, and that's not what David Brock wants. David Brock wants to attack the right. And I don't think that's going to fly. CNN is not doing good. What makes him think he's going to do better than CNN, MSNBC, and a host of other liberal media? But as I was originally talking about, Berkeley students have written a piece. The series is called Violence as Self-Defense. One essay by Berkeley student Josh Hardman celebrates the plurality of tactics, including violence that suppress Milo's free speech. Castigating the Berkeley administration for allowing the Berkeley College Republicans their racist, xenophobic, sexist extravaganza in the first place. Hardman argues that the right to free speech does not include hate speech. And again, all the left are doing is if they disagree with you, they label it hate speech. They don't like me saying hello to them, that's hate speech, and they would justify it with some large, long excuse that says nothing. Pointing out the facts about what's going on in the world is not hate speech. But he goes on, he adds that violence in this service of shutting down violence may not really deserve to be classified as violence at all. I urge you to consider whether damaging the windows of places like banks and the Amazon student store constitute violence. Juan Petro, who is a illegal alien, writes that the violence of the so-called anti-fascist rioters made him feel safer because he was afraid that Milo would dox him. The campaign against sanctuary campuses that Milo was to have launched, he continues, right, would have used the power of the state immigration officers to deport some of the most outspoken of us, therefore threatening our freedom of speech. The so-called violence against private property that the media seems so concerned would stop white supremacy from organizing itself against my community. Your community is not in this country. You are here illegally. I'm tired of this bullshit. I mean, that's what the first hour I talked about crap like this. And then they have to give it labels, negative labels, and they call it white supremacy. No, you are a fucking criminal. And you're trying to make excuses for your criminal behavior. I've never seen public officials defend. I've never seen colleges defend criminals like this in my life. They are criminals. You can put as much cute little names to it as you want. They are illegal aliens. They broke the law. They are advocating violence. I don't understand it. And this is what the colleges are indoctrinating our kids with. And another op-ed that the violence was necessary to prevent Milo from instigating violence against students on Berkeley campus. They say that he's going to instigate violence. I've seen several of his speeches. The right doesn't get violent. It's always the left. Criminals try to justify their illegal activities. And when you go and you riot like this, of course they're going to try to justify it. And we have politicians are fucking dumb enough that buy into it. And it was said by one of the Berkeley alumni, Niza Dang, warns that if you object to the viewpoint above, to check your privilege. Students were compelled to protest violently, she says, because Milo's words make students feel unsafe and therefore call for preemptive actions. If I know that you're planning to attack me, I'll do all I can to throw the first punch. Police are violent agents of the state. She claimed that their very presence, limited as it was at the Milo event, creates an atmosphere that perpetuates violence on community members. She then mocks Milo for not facing whatever violence the rioters had in store. This idiot went on, to Milo, I'm sorry that you were too scared to stand your ground, and hints that he ought to be murdered by those who survived genocide by killing Nazis and people just like them. As she says it to a gay Jew that he deserves to die. The left is so tolerant. So now the right can start attacking and beating people up because all we are doing is protecting ourselves. And the left is compelling us to violence. Yeah, I'm sure that would go over good. The left is trying to incite a civil war because they think they will win. They are outmanned. They are outgunned. They do not have the military on their side. They will lose big time. And then play the victim. It pisses me off. How much more do we have to take? But I know as soon as we stand up and start protecting us, the left is going to freak out. Oh, look at their violence. They're being violent. As they've been beating the shit out of every conservative they can see. Well, all I got to say is remember, you started this war. You may not like the outcome. I won't start the violence, but I think there's plenty of Americans that are getting tired of this happening to them. And with that, that's pretty much the end of my show. I want to thank everybody. You don't understand how grateful I am of everybody. It means a lot, and I just want to wish everybody a great day. Be safe. Oops. And I'll be back tomorrow. Same channel, same time. Until then, have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.